The next generation Viper. I know you want me to spill the beans on what I learned about it. I went to Roadkill Nights. I talked to Dodge CEO Matt McAlear one-on-one.
You said it, not me.
Ram at SRT CEO Tim Kuniskis. Look at this guy.
Fuck, they let you in here?
I got the whole crew.
Where's security? Oh, man.
The whole crew.
How you doing, baby? Good, how are you?
And countless other Stellantis and UAW employees. I had to learn something. I just had to learn something about this new Viper from talking to one of these sources. Well, what if I told you I did? And I have good news and bad news, and we're going to talk about it right now. Okay, I'm over 50,000 friends, and the 57% of you guys who watch these videos over and over again, subscribe to the channel, help a butter out, consider hitting the subscribe button, and let me grow this channel with you to new heights, because I go undercover and I try to find these products that Dodge does not want us to know about just yet. Help a butter out, subscribe, and let's get right into this video, because I have some very, very good news and some bad news about the status of a next generation Dodge Viper. So which one do I start first? The good news or the bad news? The good news, bad news? Which one do you want to hear first? Well, you know what? I'll go and start with the bad news, because depending on how you look at it, this piece of news could either be great news or definitely bad news, depending on whether or not you're a Viper purist or not. And the news that I have is that the new Viper will not be based on a Maserati MC20. Now, I'm not going to say exactly who told us this, because I don't kiss and tell, and because we were stopped by plenty of Stellantis employees. So Stellantis, if you're going to investigate me again and try to figure out who leaked this information, just so that you guys know that I could have got this information from anywhere. I could have got it through text, a phone call, DM. I mean, you never know exactly where I could have got it from. I could have got it from an email for all you know, right? Because I know from the last time you guys had me investigated, you had security from a CTC come over to SHAP and try to investigate the UAW for the leaks, and you still to this day never found out exactly who it was that leaked to me this information, especially over there at that plant. But word around the campfire that making a Viper based on the MC20 would be too costly, especially with the carbon fiber tub. Now, it was said that Dodge could make a Viper tomorrow based on the MC20, but it would cost so much that people who love the Viper will never be able to afford it, because it will be, let's say, pushing ZR1 price territory. Then you add on to the dealer tax that we're going to most likely receive, and we will definitely be in the same boat as a C8 ZR1, probably X version, in terms of pricing just for a base version of the Viper. So depending on how you take this piece of news, this is either good news for you or it's bad news for you, depending on how you feel about the bones of a brand new Viper. I got the feeling that Dodge wants to make this particular car, but not at a $200,000 starting price for a halo car that most people can't afford to get into the brand with. Just saying. Now, the awesome news that I can confidently say will happen is that a new Viper-ish car is going to come. And I say Viper-ish because this new car may not exactly be the Viper that you used to love, and it may not follow 100% of the formula of the previous Viper. So Dodge may go into maybe a different direction and make this car, because there are a ton of variables to consider, especially like right now. We all know that it was not for President Trump, projects like this particular car right here and other back to the Hemi campaigns, or the TRX coming back, the Durango going Hemi only, you got the Chargers going to be getting a Hemi sometime soon. Those vehicles would not exist if you did not remove CAFE and start to battle California to remove their carb nonsense of banning cars for everyone in the country when we don't even vote for people in California.
It's a reaction to the changes that have happened with the company, with the regulatory involvement in Washington, and we're constantly looking at delivering more value into what our customers need. You know, we continue to listen. Sometimes it doesn't always feel like it, right?
Yeah.
But we hear everything that's going on. We can't always react and move as quick as we would like to. I mean, this is you know, turning an aircraft carrier around to sea. It takes a while, and you know, a lot of times you're stuck and you have to pivot in model years, between model years, and you know, pulling the trigger and launching these V8s across the board on Durango we could have waited till 27 model year.
Yeah.
It's going to be a little bit clunky. In the middle of the 26 model year, we've already started building some V6s. We're going to have V6 GTs out there that we've already been in production, but starting with orders next week, we're flipping the script and we're going all in on Hemis, and that's the right thing to do. And you know what? There's no reason to wait for 27 model year. Let's go now.
So if you watch my Durango video, the 392 and the Hellcat Durango cannot be ordered in CARB states, probably because of CARB rules. So when it comes to engines for this new car, Dodge may have to go a different route in this all new Viper-ish car to allow it to be sold in all 50 states. And who knows when or even if CARB will finally be defeated. So this is probably why the engine choice may be up in the air, which I don't exactly know exactly what's going to happen. So like I said in my Durango video, whoever is elected in California as the next governor, they will basically control the fate of what vehicles we get or what vehicles you guys get in California compared to the rest of us. So don't be surprised if you see this new car have an 800 horsepower inline six Hurricane engine go inside this sports car, while the rest of us in non-CARB states, we may get maybe like a V10 or we may get a Hellcat engine. We just don't know yet. I know everything is kind of like very fresh and new because this project would have happened if it wasn't for CAFE and CARB stuff getting, let's say, battled in the courts. So don't blame Dodge for this situation with basically the engine, right? What engine is going to go in this car? You can basically blame the governor of California because his nonsense is causing these companies to kind of pivot and offer certain things to certain people and certain things to other people, right? So I don't know exactly what engine we place in this new car, but Dodge could set up this car to run multiple engines from the Hurricane inline six to the Viper V10 engine. It all just depends on how to set this car up, right? They could have Hurricane engines for this car for all you guys in CARB states, and then a V10 or maybe a Hellcat engine for the rest of us. But I do know for a fact that Dodge does have a C8 ZR1 that I told you guys about in the past that they have there over there at CTC, and they are benchmarking the performance. So I can pretty much guarantee that this new Viper-ish car will be faster than the C8 ZR1, and Dodge is still very, very early in development of this car. Now, this next piece of news is good and bad as well. Now, the good news is that we heard that they will start making prototypes of this car very, very, very soon. Now, I'm not talking about a road prototype. I'm talking about an actual model of this actual prototype, right? So everything is still very, very fresh, and that it will be a new design, but not based on the MC20, which, luckily for you guys, it kind of means this car may be built in America, and I'll get to how I think it'll be built in America in a second. Now, with basically that in mind of this car not being based on the MC20, this car could take some time to develop, which could be a bad thing because who knows how long it might take for this car to come out. 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. But if they are building it from scratch, it's going to take some time for them to actually do this. Now, I have no idea if they're going to actually base this new car off the Stellar Large platform or the Stellar Medium platform so they can actually put it on an existing assembly line. But everything is very, very early, like I said, and we know information will slowly trickle out now that everything is kind of like getting moved into place. Now, I would have loved to see some kind of teaser or Roadkill Nights of this new Viper car, where that'd be like some kind of like small little model displayed or some kind of computer generated image or something, kind of like how they did back during, what is it, EV Day back in 2020, where it shows a computer generated version of the Charter Daytona. They kind of showed us that, yeah, this is something that's coming, but it never named what the car was. Just something to kind of give us something to look forward to. But at Roadkill Nights, we got literally nothing, and I wish this was something that we could actually see.
Why on God's green earth would Dodge ever build an electric car? Anybody? Any thoughts out there? Hello?
So it's like for the Charter Daytona, for example, because that car was an EV, we got teaser in 2020 about that car. And then in 2022, we saw like a rolling prototype.
This is the Charger Daytona SRT Banshee.
And then by 2025, the car finally came out, right? So you literally have a 5-year time span of that car being developed, and then we finally got to see it. So I would love to see sometime in the next several months, Dodge make a computer-generated teaser of a new Viper to give people something to look forward to. Now, the last piece of information is where would this actual new Viper-ish type car be built at? Because the Conner Center, they used to make the Viper and the Viper's engine and stuff, that's being used as a museum, and there are no Stellar Large or Stellar Medium platforms or the assembly lines here in the United States anywhere, right? The Stellar Large assembly lines are in Canada and down in Mexico. So as of right now, there's no place in America to actually build a new Viper-ish type car. So where could Dodge possibly build this actual vehicle at? Now, we heard that maybe Belvedere could get Stellar Large because they're gonna maybe build a mid-size Ram truck there. Maybe that might be a Stellar, maybe a Stellar frame line over there, since we heard that the mid-size truck may get an actual a body on frame type vehicle. What we heard that what Toledo South, they may move the Gladiator over to the same lines, the Wrangler and stuff, and free up that line for something else. So there are plenty of places where they could actually build Stellar Large or Stellar Medium production lines at. But word around the campfire is that SRT may be getting their own headquarters. And I have a sneaking suspicion that this new piece of property may just be big enough to possibly hand assemble a brand new Viper-ish type car, and quite possibly that sub $30,000 sports car that Dodge has been talking about for the last several months. And maybe we could see a hand-built V10 engine also assembled there. Now, I would love to see a situation where all SRT engines are hand-built and could probably be built in that one location. I think that'd be pretty awesome to have SRT everything in-house, one location. You can go there, you can go visit, you can go hand-build your engine alongside all the technicians, engineers and stuff. You can help hand assemble your car. I think that'd be a great experience that, you know, that SRT can tap into to bring in more revenue, because I mean, I would pay a few thousand extra dollars to go do those type of things over there, right? So I think this would solve a lot of problems if SRT has its own new compound and they have a facility big enough to hand build Vipers. Kind of like how when they did the Viper back in the Conner Center, right? They had enough space to hand build a Viper, hand build a V10 engine, and they also did what the with the Prowler. All that stuff was built there in that one location. And so like I said, this solves a lot of problems. Hopefully within the next several months, we'll hear some very, very big news from SRT about their new headquarters. And maybe SRT will become its own brand again, and all the SRT models can be built right there in its own location. And if this building is big enough, we should have a concrete piece of evidence that, right, yeah, this big, huge building they may potentially get, this could be where the Viper is gonna be built at, right? So I'm hoping that maybe with the, you know, this whole layout and stuff, that maybe SRT is gonna basically have nothing but Hemis and V10 engines. And then for everybody else who live in these carb states, they're probably gonna have maybe Hurricane and EVs and stuff. So maybe this brand new Viper-ish type car is gonna be exactly that. For California and stuff, they get a 700 horsepower Hurricane. For us, we get a 700 horsepower V10. So we never know. I'm just saying, everything is very, very early. But if there's one thing to take away from this video, it's to save your money, because some bad things are coming. And I don't even mean bad in like quality. I mean bad in terms of horsepower. Not just the Viper, but Hemi power stuff is on the horizon. And basically with this new Viper-ish type car, I mean, basically what I know for right now is it won't be based on the MC20. It'll be faster than the C8 ZR1, and they will build some kind of a model within the next few weeks. So I think once we see how big the SRT's new headquarters is, we will see whether this would be the new house or the new home of the next generation Viper-ish type car, and it'll be made in America yet again. But let me know what you guys think down in the comment section down below. Do you guys think Dodge will build this new Viper-ish type car with a front mid-engine or rear mid-engine design? Will Dodge use multiple engines to make this car 50-state legal, such as give everybody Hurricanes in carb states and give us V10s, and do that type of combination right there? Or would Dodge keep it simple and stupid and just give Hemi lineup through the whole range, right? 5.7 Hemi for this type car in California, and they give us Demon 170 powered vehicles? Or could they go maybe twin turbo? Because I wonder why still that my dear friend Tim Kuniskis was seen with John Hennessy when he turbocharged a Demon 170 engine. But that's a different video for a different day. So let me know what you guys think down in the comment section down below. And if you want to check out my interview I did with Dodge CEO Matt McAlear, you can check out this video right here. And until the next time, I'll be digging for more Viper news.